You know, one of my favorite things that you've referenced in my presence was walking into a professional wrestling locker room as a green athlete, basketball athlete, but walking into a wrestling locker room for the first time, and you describe Harley Race lacing the boots with the 11 soft ash hanging out. And it gets me thinking about how different the business is now and how wonderfully, wonderfully carny it was
Uh,
years ago.
I mean, I would just love to take Buddy Landell and put him in a WWE locker room and this is Buddy in his prime, and then him going over like Seth Rollins that night. Nobody say a word, just Buddy, and because Buddy could work his ass off, but it would just be like there were so many guys in the locker room. Well, number one, like you walk in the locker room, yeah, Harley was smoking, but he was one of 11.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never walked into a locker room in my life, and like cigarette smoke was prevalent.
Yeah, and you had they're playing cards, right?
Oh
Nobody's standing around a monitor.
no, no,
No one's going over spots
no.
endlessly, standing there going
When
over
I mean
spots.
when I broke in, it was you'd walk in and you'd be with the heels. So
That's true, right? Yeah,
the
exactly.
baby faces weren't like you weren't putting shit together.
Right.
So when you're green, it's just like all I was told was just when somebody that's got more seniority than you walks in the room, give me your chair.
Right.
Because I gave my chair to Harley, and he just said, "Who broke you in?" I said Jody Hamilton. Said it was good to see you got broke in right.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Was
So
that the first guy you talked to when you came in the room?
yeah, yep. And then I watched him go through that whole lacing the boots and with and I told that motherfucker. I'm just like, wow. He was what a great guy he was.
Did they drink before the matches, or was that exclusively the post-match ritual?
Yeah, I don't I never saw anybody drink until the NWO started. That was like the first time I saw guys like when we actually like would sit around and drink beers.
At the show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
before and then it was funny because Kurt Angle and I would always like to have a couple of beers.
Mhm.
Like even at TNA, like we would have a beer or two. Just it was just like part of the ritual before, because nothing's better than the beer when you get out of the ring. That first one out of the ring, it's just like, and Kurt Hennig used to do it the best. Kurt would wipe he'd have his singlet down, he'd wipe the top of the beer can off, he'd pop it, take that big gulp and go, coldest fucking beer I've ever had in my life.
Mhm.
Best beer I've had in my life. And you just, be like, all right, well, good for you.
How the
I
hell
still got
did
to work.
but that was the standard by which, the
Yeah.
tough guys would get those that
Yeah.
Minnesota crew was
They were all tough.
yeah, I was gonna say, that's a pretty,
Even like a guy like Barry Dorso, which is just sweetheart of a
what a
guy,
nice guy.
hook your eye in a heartbeat. You know, I mean, how is Demolition not in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, it'll happen eventually.
Come on.
Everyone's going in eventually, right? What do they do, 10 a year?
Uh,
Um, and let's just say Bill Eadie has pulled the sled in a lot of different forms for a lot of different companies, face paint, masks. He's really done it all. But just to kind of get back to this era of guys, So the veterans, right?
Yeah, the closer you look to Black Adam, the closer you were going
Yeah,
to get. That's what I love the fact that, Dwayne at what is he, 48, 49 years old,
yeah,
um, basically is in a suit that is like it's like a compression, Under Armour that actually makes him smaller, you know? Everybody else is padded up, like Ben Affleck, he looks like Super Shredder, and, the Rock's just, you know got, Tanya Hardy just fucking,
wrapped
singling out.
in
Yes,
seaweed.
exactly.
David Van Bogelen, Kev, who are the top 5 managers, valets, or advocates of all time?
Top 5. Wizard, um, Bobby Heenan,
Mm-hmm.
JJ, um,
Albano,
yeah, definitely Lou. We gotta come up.
Blassie.
I never really he's like, I wasn't ever around him,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
You
Let me
said
think.
JJ already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Jones,
Heyman.
Heyman, right?
Yeah, Heyman.
Okay,
I'm
works for
sorry.
me.
I feel bad that it took me a second to come up with him.
Well, there's probably more, but he
Yeah,
just
but I
asked for the
mean,
5.
yeah. What he asked for 5, we gave him 11 soft. Boom!